So, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing my top 10 Transformers that I got in 2024. Much like the Figure Arts video, it's that I got, not released in 2024. A good bit of these guys did, a good bit of them didn't. That's just how it is, if I'm being honest. Not that I didn't get enough of the 2024 releases, I did. It's just I got a lot of other things that I just don't want to leave off the list, if I'm being honest. So on this one, there will be honorable mentions, but only 3 this time, because I genuinely could not figure out who I wanted to be an honorable mention. I am not joking. Anyway, let's just get into the first honorable mention here, and why. The first honorable mention is going to be animated Optimus Prime, but with his upgrade kit, which is the DNA Designs DK54. Yeah, it's really good. I'm leaving it off because the figure with the upgrade kit is what really sells it, in my opinion. And that's probably my favorite aspect of it, is the upgrade kit, and I don't want to put it on here for an upgrade kit alone. As cool as the upgrade is, it's pretty much just the upgrade that's saving it, because the figure itself is a great figure nonetheless. But man, does that upgrade kit put it over the top, in my opinion, and making it a great, amazing, must-have type of thing, even though the upgrade kit is double the price of the figure, which is kind of crazy, in all honesty. But that is number 1 of the honorable mentions. The second honorable mention is going to be Nova Prime. I just love this thing. It's just such a cool looking figure. I just love the design. Honestly, the wings, the colors, just everything about it looks awesome in my opinion. It's just one of those ones that's hard for me to be like, I have to leave it off the list because I think I have things better than it. Genuinely. And again, this is one of those more controversial kind of molds because it's Ultra Magnus and people don't like him. I like this mold personally. But certain people don't like this mold. It's whatever, but I do like this mold a lot. It's a Cybertron version. It's really good in my opinion. I just really like the look of it, and I think he's really awesome. I just love the design. Does it have its flaws? Yes, but again, that's why it's an honorable mention in my opinion. It's just not as good as some of the other guys I got this year. And coming in as the third honorable mention, we have Javelin from the Amazon exclusive Sniper Duel 2-pack. This thing surprised me, honestly. I just love it. It is the smallest figure on this list. Easily the smallest figure on the list. But as far as it goes, it's one of those figures that I really like just for the aspect. I like to think of this as like a jetpack. It has a bunch of sniper attachments, the gun's modular. There's a lot of cool stuff. I think she looks really neat, honestly. I just love the look of this figure. I think she's really cool, and I just really have no issues with it. She's one I wanted to put on the list, but couldn't, just because I think there's better ones once more. But she's one that I think could have actually made it on the list pretty easily. It wouldn't have been a high spot, but she definitely could have made the list, and I think she's really good. She was the most worthwhile part of that 2-pack. I'm glad I got that 2-pack for the price of 1 deluxe, so yeah, it was kind of like getting a bonus on the other one. I don't even remember the other one's name, honestly. Javelin's just cool, though. Coming in at number 10... Siege Jetfire. Yes, I'm pretty sure he got a re-release this year, but I got him on Facebook Marketplace for relatively cheap. I think his shoulder's kind of yellowing over there if I'm looking at it right. It looks a little... I don't know if it's the lighting, but no, I think that shoulder's yellowing. That's just an issue he has, even though he's hidden from the sun. Just how he works, unfortunately. And he is a great figure. He is the first commander class, thus he is the biggest one, easily the biggest one. None of them have come close, at least out of the 4 I've owned. None are even close to his size. He is just massive. He is a giant, chunky boy. He's really simplified transformation-wise, but he has a lot of cool gimmicks in there, like how the little hand ports work. If you open up his hands, the port retracts, as you can see there. I need to review him again, but he's probably going to be like a 200 or something. Actually, I think 200's Power Rangers, but he's definitely one that'll be more of a specialty review, and he comes with a lot of stuff. You're not seeing everything here, as I don't have his little chest piece and everything with him, but genuinely a great figure, if I'm being honest, and he's just well worth it. I got him for $90. That was the most worthwhile $90 because he feels like $90, right? Like, he feels like he could be over 100 because of how big he is. He's just a big figure. He is a massive figure, and he is great. And I think that he is genuinely awesome. But that is number 10, so let's get to number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have Magmatron. Yes, another Commander class. Magmatron's great. I love this thing. It's like a Megazord. That's why I love it. That's mainly it. It's a very complex Megazord. It looks great. It's just one of those ones that, it again, feels like a Commander class. It's just a big thing. It's made of 3 different dinosaurs. It looks great. It looks awesome. I mean, I don't have any issues with it, really, other than, like, there's some kibble in places. That's basically it, but for the most part, I love the design. It just looks so crazy, and that's what I love about it, is how crazy it looks. It's just not the best, just due to the kibble issue, really, and it's just one of those weird things. Also, his head's a little big, but, I mean, that's pretty much a given, if I'm being honest, but yeah, there's some issues with him, but I still think he's a great figure and definitely one of the better figures of this year. And coming in at number 8, we have Rotor Storm. Rotor Storm is an intriguing guy. Generation Selects, bit of an oddball, bit of a rare one too. Got him off of eBay for a relatively good price of like $70. He's just one of those ones that's kind of expensive because he's a little more rare. He's a COVID figure, so there is that. Again, online exclusive type of guy. And he's just an oddball. He's also the Spinister mold, which is considered one of the best molds out of the whole War for Cybertron. And I agree here. He's just awesome. He's just a phenomenal figure. The robot looks great. The helicopter mode actually looks really good too. And the transformation's really fun. This does have an upgrade kit on it, which was not mine. It came off of it with eBay or from eBay. So that's just how that is, I guess. I got an upgrade kit with it. I don't know why the guy was selling them for so cheap. He was going for like $150. The dude's like $70. I'm like, I'm there. I was right there. I was not skipping it because I wanted him just because he has this really awesome color scheme. I love this kind of like powder blue with the pink. It just looks great. The dark blue is a great accent. He just looks awesome. He's one of those figures I bought just because he looks cool. I don't care about Rotor Storm at all. He just looked awesome. And he still makes this list. I think he's great. They pretty much hit everything out of the park with him. He's really not that gappy. There's a couple areas, like on the forearms and then down here on the legs, which, yes, mine have fillers in there, but no, they are typically hollow down there. And, I mean, yeah, he's just a great figure, and if you could get a version of this mold, I would recommend it. Coming in at number 7, we have Legacy Velocitron, Scourge, or Nemesis Prime. Yeah, this guy's awesome. Don't have his sword with him. I put it in his trailer because I was stupid. I was pulled mouth shut. I'm like, where's his sword? And it's like, I put it in the trailer, didn't I? But as far as it goes, this guy's just an amazing figure. If I'm being honest, a bit dusty. Most of the top shelf guys will be. But as far as it goes, he's just really, really good. The colors are amazing. They just pop, in my opinion. The figure's robot is great. The only issue he really has is how weird his arms are, if I'm being honest. Just how they work and how they're kind of strange. That's it, though, in my opinion. Other than that, he basically has Earthrise Prime's legs, which is not a bad thing. And then he has all of the great aspects. The transformation's fun. The alt mode is pretty great. And I don't have any issues with it. Even his trailer is really good, surprisingly. He's just an amazingly good figure and one I'd recommend. He's one that's really easy to get because there's like 50 versions of it out there and it's still on shelves. They re-released the Optimus again. Again. They did it again. Why did they do it again? I don't know. That thing was out since Legacy. I think it was in United and then it was in Evolutions and now it's in United again. Like, what are they doing with that thing? Why do they keep putting it everywhere? It's not like Optimus was hard to get this year. It was really easy to get an Optimus this year. They released like 10 of them. It was crazy. But that is numero 7. So let's get on to number 6. We're still not done with Optimuses. There's another one. You know which one it is. You know which one it is. This is the Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack Optimus that came with that Megatron that no one really wants, including myself. It's just kind of in the other room. He's in the other room too, just so I can have them together. But yeah, this thing's great. It's a remold of the Fall of Cybertron, or for Fall of Cybertron Optimus. It's beautiful, if I'm being honest. Just everything they did to this figure is great. They gave him the feet, opposed to the other one having the weird things that fixed the alt mode, but the fists coming out of the back. It's just great. The transformation on this thing is a fun transformation, if I'm being honest. I don't have it transformed right. I just looked at the back, and it's just not done right. The mirrors are the slots there aren't pegged in. There we go. But as far as he goes, he's just a great looking figure. He's just awesome, chunky, articulates really well, even still has the gun thing, which basically if you undo this screw, you could still use this as an arm gun if you'd like. I've tried it. And it's just a great figure overall, but the only thing with him, again, Comic-Con exclusive, he's pretty much web exclusive. You can get him online pretty easy. I got him from Toy Snowman. But again, he comes with a Megatron that if you don't really care about, people obviously are trying to sell that thing left and right, because everybody wants a 2-pack for this guy. That was the big seller, including me. I'm fine with the Megatron just because it's there. But this is a pretty solid figure nonetheless, and is a great Optimus. I even declared it possibly my favorite Optimus Prime. That would have stood, by the way. That probably would have stood. Kicking off the top 5, we have Cybertron Starscream from Legacy United, a figure some people don't like, but I love it. I love this thing. This thing is awesome. This is one of the most articulate Transformers possible, in my opinion. They gave this guy every bit of articulation he needed. He has swords. He has a gun. They gave him a Cyber Planet key. They nailed this thing. They nailed this figure. He could have been higher, genuinely. And it's a shame I'm putting him at 4, because he had a pretty good contender at one point to be, like, my favorite. But boy, did he not end up being my favorite. He is great. He comes with all the accessories he needs. He just looks awesome. He poses well. His transformation's fun. His alt mode looks great. There's no flaws with this thing. And he's always on sale, so he's one I think everyone should get. He is an amazing figure. Even if you're not into the whole Cybertron thing, that was the whole thing. My first Transformer show I ever watched was Cybertron. So I have an immediate connection to those figures. I have to buy those figures. I have all of the Cybertron figures except for the Siege Optimus, which I feel like we're going to get another version of that Optimus eventually in the Commander. I just have a weird feeling we're going to get that. Because that Siege one isn't close, if we're being honest. We all know that. But the way they've been doing them, man, oh my god, this thing is great. Everything about it's great. And genuinely, it sucks that I can't put it any higher. Coming in at number 4, we have Straxus from the comic book series. And yeah, he's just great. It's the Galvatron mold. In my prior one, yes, I put the Galvatron mold really high. See, the problem is, I don't have my last year's one, which sucks, but I do have my other one. But as far as it goes, this figure is phenomenal. It's a great figure. I always love the Galvatron mold, and I just like that it's Straxus, who's a character that I've had as a kid, and I had the whole connection to Straxus. So he just kind of is one of those guys that, yeah, I had to put here. And since he also got one of my favorite molds of the last 5 years as his figure, it was going to happen. Slight remolds were done. He does have his little pickaxe, which is on his back, just because of how I put him on the shelf. He just looks great. He is an amazingly good toy. And if you can get him, I'd recommend him. I'm pretty sure there is a good bit of stock of him, just because he's one of those online guys that they make a ton of, because, yeah, you can't get him in stores. You can get him off Hasbro Pulse. That's where you got to go to get him. And he is a great figure. I mean, same thing can go for Galvatron. They are making a new Galvatron, and by a new one, I mean they're just repainting the Kingdom one again for the second time. Actually, third time, because there's the Toy Colors one, too. There's a lot of versions of this mold. You can get it pretty easy, and I'd recommend it. It's a great figure. It's a really, really good figure, and Straxus is just awesome. Coming in at number 3, we have we have Megatron from Studio Series, the Bumblebee movie concept line. Yeah, he's the only studio guy on here. Weirdly enough, he's the only one from Studio Series who made it. How weird is that? It's because I don't collect them as much. But Studio Series just hasn't been speaking to me lately, if I'm being honest. Yeah, there's some good ones in there, but it just hasn't been speaking to me, at least not this year for the most part. Well, he's the only... Actually, everything left Studio Series. That's a hint and a wink and a nudge right there. But he's the only one from, like, the movies, not, like, G1 continuity. And, man, is he good. The robot, particularly. His alt modes are a little... The robot carries this thing, though. It's just one of the best-looking Megatrons they've ever made, in my opinion. They got the silver everywhere. Looks great. He got the gun. He got posable hands. That's the big thing. He's actually got fingers. He got fingers. There's one other figure this year that had fingers. And he's somehow one of them. And he's a leader class. Not only that, but he has the ability to turn into, like, 80 other things that people figured out. Like, he had a bunch of secret modes in there. He's just great. He's an awesome figure, and he's one I can wholeheartedly recommend if you can find him. He was one that was really hard to get when he first came out. He was stupidly hard to get, and I think that he is a phenomenal figure. And that's basically him. He is a great one, and he is number 3. Coming in at number 2... we have Studio Series 86 Grimlock. You knew he was coming. This thing is awesome. Actually, you might not have known. Watch that review. Womp, womp, womp. Anyway, this guy is phenomenal. What a great figure. He's like peak. Pure peak. Everything about him. His transformation is so easy and fun. His dino mode is amazing. His robot mode is amazing. Everything about him is great, and he would have been one. He would have been. He genuinely had a good claim to one, if only another one didn't appear. This guy is just amazing. He's everything I would have wanted from a Grimlock. He truly is. And if the other Dinobots are half as good as he is, man, I can understand it. If only I had the room for them. If only I did. Because this guy is just that good. I think he is one of the best figures I've gotten in ages. He is amazing, and I can wholeheartedly recommend him, because apparently he's getting a re-release next year, like an actual re-release of this one. I know in the new one we're getting a G2 colored one, I think in Age of the Primes as a leader class, so that's something to look out for, but I think they're releasing straight up G1 Grimlock next year. Or some point this year, possibly. But that is him. So let's get to number 1, and you might already know who that is. It wasn't a contest, really. Was it? Number 1, Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime. What a figure. The Optimus Prime. The one. Like I said about the IDW one, he was my favorite until this guy showed up. I was a little skeptical on this thing, but oh my god, is this thing perfect. He's perfect. Proportions, perfect. Size, perfect. The backpack, it's not that bad. It really isn't. People over-exaggerated that thing, I think, because it's there. It's definitely worse than Earthrise Primes, but it's not that bad. Everything else is flawless, though. He's just flawless. He comes with all of the correct accessories. Obviously, I don't have his trailer here, but he does come with all of that. His axe, his gun, blast effects. He comes with everything he needs. He just comes with it all. He's just flawless, in my opinion. He is pure flawless. He has all of the articulation he needs. He has all of the details he needs. Every bit of him is great. His transformation is fun. It's complex, I love complex transformations, but it's not overly complex. I love this thing. It is a great figure, and it is a must-own if you are a Transformers fan. This is a must-own. You have to have it. It might be expensive, but you have to have this thing. You have to experience it. It is one of the best figures they've put out ever, in my opinion. It is a great figure. No problems, in my opinion. The only thing I actually had is that one of my legs had a paint scuff on it. That's it. He got some scuffage going down. That's all, though. That's just because I was too rough with it. He is a phenomenal toy, and you will not regret owning this guy. And, well, let's just wrap it up. And there we have it, the top 10 Transformers that I got this year. Honestly, a really great list, if I'm being honest. I really do like all of these things a lot. These things are phenomenal. And quite honestly, they're all great. Especially somebody in the middle. Also, we had a Megatron and an Optimus this year. Optimus 1 and 2. Wow, maybe a third. Maybe. And a Starscream. We had most of the guys this year, which is pretty crazy. But I think that this is a great time, and honestly, what a great year of Transformers. And hopefully, the new line, the Age of Primes, is going to be as good as Legacy was, because Legacy, yeah, that was an amazing line. Who are we kidding? Legacy was great. They gave us a bunch of weirdos in that line, and that was awesome. But that is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great rest of your day, and have a happy new year.